Welcome to Card Corner. These are the cards. That's the corner. The other day I got an email from a gentleman named Lumpy. He sent me an email, as anyone can do, to trade for some cards they see on the channel. He had seen the video I shot a couple of years ago now, where I received a bunch of Sumo cards from a collector that I've met on the Sumo trading card Facebook group. And he mentioned that he was a collector of woodblock print cards specifically. So he asked if I take a look and see if there was any cards that I had up for trade in that realm. And I went through it, and these are the doubles that I had. So I sent it back, and he asked what I wanted for them. And I basically said, you know what? I haven't really watched too much sumo in the last year or so. So why don't you hook me up together with a pack of random stuff to just show off on the channel. So he thought that was a good idea. So I'm going to send these to him, and we're going to see what he sends us back. I think that this one's my favorite one. This is, I believe, one of the Gyoji. Shiranui Dakuemon was the 8th Yokozuna. His colorful Shikona of Shiranui was derived from a mysterious fire that appears above the sea in Kumamoto-ken in Kyushu. Becoming a rikishi purely by chance, Shiranui went all the way to Yokozuna. He returned to Osaka at the end of his career and became a powerful sumo official there. The one thing that I think is really cool about these ones is that they are cards from wrestlers that are from the 1800s. I don't know if it shows specifically what year. Yeah, this guy was in... He was in Makauchi in March 1870. So that's pretty cool. One thing I think that's also worth noting is that I mentioned this to Lumpy as well. If you're interested in these woodblock print cards, I found a couple of these in some soup, of all things. And I found it one time in the grocery store, and then I never saw it again, but I found some more on Amazon. So I'm not sure what the name of this brand is off the top of my head. But if you get this very distinct color packets, this is like some kind of soup, or not really soup, but you mix it with rice and boiling water. And I typically like Japanese things, so I decided to give these a whirl. I was looking for some soup, and I noticed that there was a trading card inside, which sort of harkens back to the olden days where you would collect cards not for the card itself, but the card was just sort of like a bonus. Like the original cards were in packs of cigarettes, or when I was growing up, I remember my relatives had a lot of these cards that they got out of packs of tea. And I always thought that was a really cool concept, but I feel like that's sort of gone away. And it was really cool to see this company that puts out, these are some Hiroshige woodblock prints. I actually saw this set when I went to the Montreal Fine Arts Museum. They had all of this whole set. It's like this journey that these merchants are making across Japan. So I really liked seeing it, because most artists would just make like one or two paintings that were like on a theme and then just move on to the next thing. Whereas a lot of these woodblock print sets tell like a pretty epic story. So here you can see the merchant guys moving stuff around. So if you are interested in these woodblock prints, as Lumpy is, and I'd say I am myself, then check out this soup. I will look up the name and put it on the screen for you guys, because I did know it at one point, but oh, yes, there it is. So I don't have to put it up. It is Nega Tenyen soup, or It's not actually soup. It's like this stuff that you add to rice with boiling water. Anyway, I'm going to send these off, and through the magic of television, here is the stack that Lumpy sent me. So let's start going through some of these. I didn't get any of these 2025 cards. I think the last year I got was 2023. I've opened up a couple of packs, but it's been a while since I've opened them up. Here is a guy I definitely remember from when I was watching. It is Hokuto Fuji. And here is Tohekuryu. He's got a bit of stubble there, it looks like. 5 o'clock shadow. I imagine they probably make them shave as part of the proceedings, but I don't know if maybe his beard just grows too fast. Here is Chiyomaru. Got some arm holder togethers on there. So it looks like for this year, they're actually not doing any English on the back, which is unfortunate because Sumo has really had a lot of international appeal, especially since the last couple of years. Here is Ono Sato with a fish, part of some ceremony, sumo type thing, no doubt. So this is the ranking sheet that they put out before each tournament, and usually they'll get them to like point at themselves. And this is like a tradition that goes way back with all these, their names very like intricate, fine detail, because there's like every rank is on that sheet. All right, and here's one from 2024. It is Endo. I believe he is a pusher thruster. Here is Hoshoryu with a cool dragon in the background. Pretty cool design. It looks like this is probably one of the insert sets that they do every year. Oh, nice. And it looks like a double card with Nishikigi and Nishikigi. So I guess he is named after the old guy. That's pretty cool. So it's like his namesake from 100 or so years ago. Oh, and here is the mascot of Sumo. It is Akawashi. Little bird guy. Oh, I wish we could see what that says. Before I actually hooked up my tablet and we were having some fun sort of watching the broken translations of all the cards, but I do not have that here today. Maybe another time. And here is Atama Fuji smiling. So they make them be so solemn and serious that there's a whole subset just of them being caught smiling. I think that's pretty funny. Here is Ichiyamamoto. There's a cool belt there. Oh, and it is one of the refs. It is Shikimori Inosuke. One of the refs. I really think it's a bad call to take off the text, because even the old ones had the text on them. Here is Kinbozan. I've watched it a little bit, and I think that I did see this guy once or twice. It's always fun to watch, even if you're not sort of keeping up with the tournament. Oh, and this one is a shiny one. It is Shonanuumi. This is of him sort of walking to the tournament. they've got these like special robes that they wear walking towards the building. All right, and here's another shiny one. It is Onosato, the star finish. Looks pretty sharp. Here is Teruno Fuji. Looking super stoked there. Here is a Meisei walking to the tournament shot. This nice flower robe there. Oh, and here's another one of those cool old versus new. This time it's Tsushi Manada. I've never watched this guy wrestle as far as I know. But look at how skinny that guy was. That's insane how... and this one isn't even as old as the other ones, I don't think, because this is like an old photograph. No, I can't see what the day is, or what the date is of that guy. I really like that set. That's a cool set. All right, here is Wakataka Kage. He's one of my favorites just from the name alone. His robe game is pretty cool. He's got a crane there. It's like holding some fire. And here is Nishiki Fuji. It's a pretty strong orange color there with some cool mountains. I'm guessing that is Mount Fuji. Here is Takayasu. My favorite. He's not my favorite, but he's pretty good. I'll take him. Wonder if he's giving a speech or just doing some karaoke here. All right, here we've got Hoshoryu going down for the Tachiai. All right, here is Aoyama. It's from a few years ago. This guy was extra jiggly back in the day. I don't think he's around anymore. See the... I think he was the Bulgarian guy. I forget. Kimura. Another ref card. Cool pattern. It really clashes hard with the one that he's wearing, which creates a pretty cool effect. And here he is for his picture day picture. All right, here is Konosuke, some kind of bird on his special insert card. Recycled photo on the back. It's better this way because part of the coolness of the shot is that elaborate design they've got on their Kesho Mawashis. Here's Chiyo Shoma. They lift their arms like this to prove they've got no weapons, I believe. All right, and here is Hakuyozan. All right, here is Teruno Fuji. It's like a special insert for his ceremony for becoming a Yokozuna, I believe. It's a pretty cool wreath thing there. Shino Kansha. I'm not sure if that's the name of the ceremony or what. These inserts are fun. Here is Oshoma from 2025. Oh, look, he's got like a little Santa penguin on his belt. And here is Hoshoryu. He's got a fish and a dragon. There he is. Looks like he just threw some salt. All right, here is Takanosho. His special walk to the arena from the car robe. Probably a limo. All right, here is Shishi. He's a guy that I've never watched wrestle before. Looks like a strong young guy. Kind of reminds me of the brother from Home Alone, Buzz. Yeah, it looks like Buzz, but a sumo wrestler. Let me know if you agree with that in the comments. That might be offensive to this guy, I'm not sure. All right, here's another smile card. This time it's Kirishima. He does look pretty stoked there. Pumping his fist. Very nice design on that robe, I think, too. All right, next up we got another one of these my favorite cards. This time it's Tamawashi, and looks like he's got one of those cross-stitch ring things. I thought usually you're supposed to take it out of the circle thing after you finish knitting it, but what do I know? I think that's a pretty funny set. I wonder what it means. Like, is this his like hobby outside of sumo, is making these flower crochet things? Anyway, next up it is Daishoho. And it is another subset. It is Taka no Sho with Hio no Yama. I guess another one of those sumo mascots. Shomo Raifuki. There he is, posing with the mascot. And here is Tobizaru. Ooh, it's another foil finish. So this one's kind of like Matrixy almost. Pretty cool. All right, here's another Matrix finish. This time it's Asakoryu. And here is another, or it's like a triple card. I guess this is Miyajino Bea. So I guess this is Hakuho's stable. And so this is like some of the 3 of the guys that he's training. That would be my guess. Oh, there's Enho. Love Enho. When he was wrestling, when I was watching, it was super entertaining because he would always do like different finishing moves. A lot of the guys would sort of specialize in what finishing moves they would use, but Enho's would always be different because he had to take advantage of the situation. And actually, 2023, I think this is Hakuho is either like just retired or was still the head of the stable, because each stable that has like a bunch of wrestlers, one of the top dogs is like their leader, I guess, or their like captain. Although I feel like if it was when he was still wrestling, they'd have him with his belt. It's a cool one though. I like Hakuho stuff. Can go with my signed card that I showed you guys last time. All right, and here is, Wakamoto Haru. Crouchin' as the sumo guys do. And here is Koto no Waka with his 3 pals down there. Oh, here's one of my favorites. It's Taka Keisho. So he was, when I was watching, he was like sort of up and coming, and he sort of came out of nowhere. And I thought that he was going to be one of the next Yokozuna, but then he retired, I felt, pretty suddenly from my perspective. But I wasn't like super into it at that point, so I never saw like if he had like a couple of losing tournaments or what. But don't mind another Taka Keisho card. All right, and here is Sada no Umi. Sada no Umi. Sorry, sir. It's an interesting belt thing. He's got a chubby baby and a red snapper. All right, here's another ref. It is Kimura. Here's another one from that insert, and I really like this one. It's got a crazy wave print there. It is Shimazuumi. There's 2 U's there. All right, here is Nishiki Fuji. Almost looks like an Ontario Trillium on his belt. Here is Katsuyuki. I think he's a ref, but I'm not sure. Looks like maybe he's one of the line judges, or one of the, not the head ref, but one of the guys who like watches in at the side, and then if anything fishy is going on, they call a mono-e. Here is Shiro Kuma. Cool bear there. He looks happy. I think that his belt is pretty cool too. He's got like a full landscape, not just a little logo. All right, here is Takaru Fuji with the Emperor's Cup. I think that's the main one. Looks like this might be a checklist. Or no, this was his winning record for winning that tournament. So it looks like he only lost 2. Super stoked with himself. Here is Bushozan. Getting ready to take off. Oh, it's another awesome subset. This one is Smile, Teranu Fuji. Smile. That's a really good picture of that guy. All right, here is Fuji Seiyun. Fuji Seiyun? I think that's how you say it. I wonder if this means he's a rookie. All right, this 1631. I don't know what that's supposed to represent. $1631. I believe it's got to be the year of something of significance. Got some flowers. Is that his face down there too? Flowers with his face on it. All right, here is Aonishiki. I feel like this is his like walk to the stadium dress, but no, robe, not dress, sorry. But I feel like he's got like sort of a different style than these other guys. He's got like a overcoat to his, and less of a pattern, a little bit more understated. Right, here is Sumomo. Sumo? Sumomo. Yeah, Sumomo. Little sumo bird guy, I guess. I'm not sure what this has to do with sumo wrestling, but I do like that they have cards for the mascots. That's makes for an interesting set. All right, Smile Tobizaru. I like that one, given the thumbs up. It's a funny one. I like that. All right, and here is Futa Goyama, my favorite. So his favorite thing outside of sumo wrestling is his cat. Aw. I wish they would do stuff like this for like hockey cards. That would be fun. All right, next up we've got Shodai and Takanosho. Here is Ura with the stars. And Wakamoto Haru. Got a weird looking lion there. Kind of like squishy face. Here is Aonishiki. Aonishiki. Is he the buzz guy? I don't recognize him. Here's Takakeisho. They do this thing where they all like sign their name using fancy Japanese calligraphy. People buy it. I think it's supposed to like help fund the stable or something. Here he's chumming with his pals. Matching robes. Alright, here's another double card. It's Kirishima. Both the Kirishimas. This guy is a lot skinnier than a lot of the guys now. And buff looking too. Here is Hoshoryu. He's got that like overcoat to his robe. Wonder if it's like seasonal. Maybe it's seasonal. They got this coat. I think he kind of looks like a Jedi wearing that one too. Here is Hakuoho. Here is Shodai. Star pattern. And here is Takanosho Smile. He looks super stoked. I'm not sure what he's stoked over, but stoked nonetheless. Here's another mascot. This time it is Hayanoyama. This guy's a little bird with the sumo wrestling gear on. Got the hair too. Here is Hoshoryu doing his Yokozuna dance. Calling it a dance is probably rude. The thing that Yokozunas do at the start is what he was doing. Here is Abi, another pusher thruster. And it is Onosato, the older and the younger. He's got like a marine one. And wow, the old Muashi looks really cool. Looks like it would be really cool in color, I bet. Very cool, like Mount Fuji thing there. All right, here we've got Koto Zakura. And we've got Takara Fuji. Here's Onosato again with that marine Keshamowashi. Here we've got Roga. It's a pretty cool name. Got a lot of chest hair. And cool wolf. Roga. Says his name on it too. All right, here is Shigeo. This fan. Here's Oho with the Matrix. Looks like he's throwing some salts too. Oh, Aoyama's definitely throwing some salt there. Very distinctive body type. Here is Nishikigi. Here is Kagayaki. Here is Shodai. Got some little girl on his belt. Dayamami. Cool looking dragon there. All right, next up is Tsurugisho. Tsurugisho. Apologies. Got like a rice ball on the back of his, or on his mawashi there. Here is Tochi Taikai. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like a Japanese letter or like sign or a little ghost. All right, here is Koto Zakura winning the Emperor's Cup. Looks like he just lost one game. You know, ever since Hakuho retired, I feel like it's really opened up the field. It's not, he was, for like years and years, he was winning like almost all the tournaments, and now it seems like they've gotten to a point where there's no like one super dominant figure. All right, here is Ant Koyama, the sumo wrestling duck. It looks like this time it is like a plushie version, real life version, instead of just the cartoon. All right, and here is Endo. Smile, Endo. I don't know if I would consider that a smile, but maybe that's the closest thing he's got. I do like that subset. It's cute. All right, here is Terano Fuji. It doesn't have the win streak, so maybe this is for something else. All right, here we've got Kirishima. Daiwa, I think that's like a electronics company. And we've got Chura Noumi, the Matrix pattern. And Sadanaumi. I really do think that this pattern's kind of cool. I like how it's sort of, they make it ordered. It's not just a bunch of flashies. It's actually makes it look like they're going in a direction. Pretty cool. And our last card, it is Gonoyama. I think out of all of these ones, I think that this is the best background pattern. All right, so this was a lot of fun. I think that Lumpy hooked us up pretty good, considering we haven't opened any 2025 or 2024 Sumo cards. I think that this gets us off on the right foot. I really do like some of these subsets. The smile ones I think are particularly interesting. There's another smile. And then I also like these my favorites, which I don't know for sure, but it looks like it's just like showing off their hobbies and other things that they like to do outside of sumo wrestling. And then when I was opening them, there was no cards with a shiny finish. So I'm not sure if that's like a parallel version of this card or if they just did all of the cards of this set, of this subset in this shiny pattern, but I think it's cool nonetheless. Special thanks to Lumpy for hooking us up with a lot of sumo cards from 2025. I did not expect him to send this many. He even went to the trouble to sleeve them all for me too, which thank you kindly. If you want to trade for any of the cards here, the information on how to do that is on the About page of the YouTube channel. I think it would be cool to trade these forward if any of you guys are looking for any of these Sumo cards. Although I think I'm going to hang on to the smile ones. And then I also actually really like this Hakuho one, which I'm going to hang on to because it's Hakuho. Give this video a like if you had a good time, if you had a smiley time like Endo here. And subscribe to the channel if you want to see more card-related nonsense. This was Card Corner going through a Sumo trade, one of the first trades on the channel. I've done a few with Milo, but this is one of the first trades I've done with somebody who I never met before, just through email. So if you want to trade for something, don't forget to check out that email link in the description of the YouTube channel. Take it easy.